Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting Chicago Bears news every single day. Today, we're diving into a blockbuster development that has shaken the NFC North to its core. Reports indicate the Bears are on the verge of luring veteran edge rusher Zadarius Smith away from the Detroit Lions in what could be the most dramatic roster shakeup of the off-season motociclismo. It's rare to see such a bold move play out between division rivals, but Chicago's front office appears determined to both bolster its pass rush and weaken a direct competitor. Smith, a four-time Pro Bowler renowned for his explosive first step and relentless motor, has spent the last 2 seasons anchoring Detroit's defensive front. Now, sources say he's poised to don navy and orange, bringing instant credibility and leadership to a Bears defense eager for a proven playmaker. The mere suggestion of Smith in a Bears uniform has ignited a firestorm of debate among fans, pundits, and even the players themselves. Imagine the scene. A hungry veteran once celebrated by Lions faithful stepping onto Halas Hall for the first time, greeted by teammates and coaches who view him as the missing piece in their quest for a championship. Could Smith's arrival catalyze a Bears turnaround? Is it possible that adding a player of his pedigree will not only improve Chicago's sack numbers, but also transform the mentality of a unit that led the league in pressures last season, but lacked the big play edge rusher to finish off drives? Fans are already speculating that Smith's presence alongside rookies and rising stars could spark the kind of defensive synergy that wins playoff games. From Detroit's perspective, this departure would sting. The Lions invested heavily in Smith's free agent contract 2 summers ago, banking on his veteran savvy to mentor younger defenders and set the tone on Sundays. Now, to lose him to a division foe would not just create a vacancy at defensive end. It would deal a psychological blow. Pundits are asking whether Detroit's cap constraints force their hand, or whether the Lions simply misjudged the value of keeping a proven pass rusher on the roster. Could this fiasco lead to questions about Detroit's front office decision-making? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain. The Bears are staging a high-stakes chess match. On Chicago's side, the calculus seems straightforward. The Bears returned a defense that ranked in the top 10 in fewest yards per game, yet they were hamstrung by a lack of consistent quarterback pressure. By targeting Smith, they're not only upgrading talent but also sending a message to opposing offenses. Never underestimate our front. The alignment possibilities are tantalizing. Smith could line up as a stand-up rusher on third downs, slide inside on obvious passing downs to exploit mismatches, or even be deployed in stunt packages that confuse offensive lines. Could this versatility unlock new schemes under defensive coordinator Alan Williams? Many insiders believe so, pointing to film of Smith's ability to win one-on-one matchups against both tackles and guards. But let's dive deeper into Smith's resume. Over his 10 NFL seasons, he's amassed 68 sacks, countless quarterback pressures, and a reputation for elevating teammates' play. His work ethic is legendary. Accounts from practice rooms describe a player who studies every snap of game tape, communicates relentlessly with younger players, and brings an intensity that is infectious. In Chicago, that kind of leadership could be invaluable, especially for a group returning Jaquan Brisker, Jaylon Johnson, and other young talents hungry to learn. Could Smith's mentorship fast-track the development of these defensive backs and linebackers? It's a scenario Bears fans are already salivating over. Contract details remain murky, but insiders suggest Chicago is prepared to offer Smith a 1-year prove-it deal with significant performance incentives. In an era where long-term commitments are fraught with risk, a short-term pact allows both sides to gauge fit and production. If Smith thrives, the Bears could revisit an extension next spring. If not, they'll have hedged their bets with minimal cap exposure. That kind of financial flexibility is priceless in today's landscape, and it demonstrates savvy cap management by General Manager Ryan Poles. Could this deal serve as a template for future veteran acquisitions? Many observers think it will. Or, social media and fan forums, opinions are flying fast and furious. Some Bears faithful argue that signing Smith is the single most impactful move of the offseason, catapulting Chicago into immediate contention. Others caution that age and mileage could diminish his explosiveness, pointing to marginal declines last year in quarterback pressures per game. Could Smith, now 32, still deliver double-digit sacks? Or will he rely more on technique and experience than pure athleticism? These debates are fueling engagement and driving up anticipation as training camp looms. Meanwhile, some skeptics are raising red flags about chemistry. Will Smith, accustomed to Detroit's defensive culture, seamlessly integrate into a Bears locker room still coalescing under new leadership? Could personality clashes emerge, or will veteran respect smooth over any transitional wrinkles? Early reports suggest the latter, with Chicago players reportedly embracing Smith's arrival and praising his reputation as a teammate-first competitor. That endorsement has quelled many doubts and elevated expectations. If Smith does ultimately sign with Chicago, the ripple effects will extend beyond the defensive line. Opposing teams will have to game plan differently, potentially allocating extra blockers or chip responsibilities to contain him. That could open lanes for teammates like Trevis Gibson, Dominique Robinson, and Greg Gaines to feast on cleanup sacks and pressures. Could this domino effect transform the entire defensive front into one of the league's most feared units? It's a thrilling prospect for Bears fans imagining a return to the dominant defenses of the past. Off the field, the marketing potential is off the charts. Imagine billboards in Chicago featuring Smith's silhouette and the slogan, "The next chapter begins." Special edition jerseys could fly off shelves as soon as the deal is announced, driving merchandise revenue and energizing the fan base. Community events featuring Smith, youth camps, charity appearances, and meet and greets would further cement his status as a Bear and deepen his connection to the city. Could Smith become the narrative face of a franchise on the rise? Signs point to yes. Of course, every major acquisition carries risk. Injuries, scheme fits, and unforeseen circumstances can derail even the most celebrated signings. If Smith struggles to stay healthy or fails to replicate his past production, critics will be quick to label this move as overreach. Could Chicago's aggressive pursuit backfire, leaving them to scramble for pass rush help later in the season? That specter keeps analysts watching every step of the process with bated breath. Yet, for now, the mood in Chicago is electric. Fans are already planning where they'll sight-lock seats in anticipation of witnessing Smith bring the heat on Sunday afternoons at Soldier Field. They're imagining Smith strip sacks, highlight reels, and dreaming of pressure packages that send quarterbacks scrambling. Could this signing be the spark that ignites the Bears' defensive renaissance? It's the kind of storyline that makes football compelling, the sort of narrative arc that fuels hope and conversation from draft rooms to tailgates. So here's the bottom line. It appears nearly certain that Zadarius Smith will soon trade. Honolulu blue for navy and orange, giving the Chicago Bears one of the premier edge rushers in football. This move carries enormous on-field implications, from tactic versatility to mentorship, and it signals a franchise unwilling to settle for mediocrity. Fans of the Bears, prepare yourselves for a seismic shift in identity, an identity defined by relentless pursuit of the quarterback and uncompromising commitment to defensive excellence. If you're as excited as we are about this potential blockbuster, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment about how many sacks you expect Smith to record, and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report for daily analysis, breaking updates, and fan-first coverage of your favorite team. Your support keeps the conversation roaring, so don't forget to give us a thumbs up and stay tuned for more developments on this dramatic roster shakeup. Go Bears!